This is Kelita's perspective, my perspective on how I view this realm. So, the myth of learning. Now, obviously we've been like learning since school, haven't we? We've been learning since school. And what I've found, apart from the fact that they teach us like everything outside of ourselves, the underground, like the underlaying layer type of thing, I found is that it comes across as if we can't trust ourselves when it comes to learning. Now I say that because it's always like, now don't get me wrong, yes, back up your sources and stuff, but we're taught not to trust ourselves. It's just like, no, the moment you probably think of an alternative idea for anything during school or, you know, it's kind of shut down. It is shut down and it's just like, no, this is the answer. And I've had that experience reflected in the church as well. Many times I've come across like text that's like, you know, it's inspiring for me and I've interpreted things in my own way. Yet because of the myth of learning, to kind of like, you know, you're not to trust yourself, you always need to go external to find an external source to even confirm what you're learning. But yeah, it was shut down many times and it was just like, no, this is what the scripture says. But that's not the case. Like, ladies, gentlemen, whomever is watching this, it's not the case. Whether you're a Christian or whether you're not a Christian, apply this to everything in your life. Like, trust yourself. They do not want you to trust yourself. That's why it's all, no, this is it. Just a simple example of the books in the Bible, when questioning like, oh, why isn't there more? And like, you naturally want to delve into the extra books of the Bible, but you're told no. Like, I was told a few times in church, nah, don't trust that, don't question, don't do any of that. And it's just like, that's a big myth, to not trust yourself, to always have to find external validation for your learning. I don't think that's healthy, because we have our own internal navigation system, so we can trust ourselves. We just have to train that muscle. And then not only that, but the myth of learning of, this is absolute truth, like I said, in terms of the Bible, then knock your interpretation down and say, no, it's this way. Can you see the same structure as the school? Each child is individual. Every child is individual. I see that with my two own children, with the children in my family. We're all individual, yet it's just, no, this box, get in there, you're learning this is the truth. And that's the same with religion. And it's not the case. It's not the case, because there's just so much more out there. Like, you have to have it all. Like, it's not just in one place. It's not just in one place. And then ultimately, in the fact that your learning isn't just in one place, you have to trust yourself with what you've learned and alchemize it again with I'd say there's a myth with what I experienced anyway. I struggled with this when I began my awakening journey, when I was, awakening up to the lies of this realm. But I used to come across information, I'd alchemize it, and then I'd, move on to more information eventually, and I'd assume like, oh my days, that must not be true. That must not be true. And I'd have like this confusion in my mind, like, what's going on? Like, what is truth? But that's also a myth. I feel life is like a cake, like you put layers and layers and layers, and that is learning. And I feel you embody all, you take that all, if you know what I mean. So yeah, yes, the myth of learning. And again, did I say this in my other video? Jesus went out as well, going back to Christianity too. Jesus supposedly went out during the missing years of his life, and he learned all he wanted to learn. And then when he came back, it was an amalgamation of his being, supposedly. So I feel that that's what it should be like. yet we're kind of taught like, no, it's just, this is the truth and that's it. So quite frankly, I could go to Islam and learn something. I can go to Hinduism and learn something. I can go to I don't know, I can go to Disneyland and learn something and still incorporate that into my daily life. And that, even though it might be Disneyland, I can still learn, because you can learn from anything. But yeah, so, and again, another myth of learning, that you can only learn from a school or a designated teacher. And I see this projection at YouTubers. I don't often see it so much now, but a lot of it before was like, don't just trust a video on YouTube, you know, who are you on YouTube to give this information? Now, of course, don't just blindly trust anything. Do your own research. Trust what your internal navigation system is saying as well, and go with that. Take what resonates and leave what doesn't. But to completely say, I feel like those who are like, oh, who are you to give me this information? To me, that shows your programming. It shows your programming of the controlling society, because at the end of the day, we've been programmed to only take it from, like, to accept knowledge or information from figures in authority. And that's not the case, because every single individual is intelligent and they've got something to share, and those who choose to share it, like, on their platform, then they share it. Like, there's so many people on YouTube they have way much more knowledge than someone who's written how many 10,000 words dissertations that don't mean anything. It means something to them, but you know what I'm trying to say. The letters behind your name doesn't matter. Ultimately, with whatever information you're absorbing in, the best thing to do is trust your internal navigation system first. Does this resonate with me? Does it not? If it doesn't, leave it alone. If it does, before you adopt it into your being, look more into it. It's as simple as that, for me anyway. That's what I've found on my journey. So yeah, the myth of learning. The myth of learning. I feel now it's time to just really trust yourself. It's time to just trust yourself. And this, I feel, is a message for me. I'm talking to myself. So when I watch this video back, I'm like, trust yourself, Kelita. Trust yourself. But anyway, I do hope you liked these videos. A little bit different. It's kind of like a mixture of life, but I'm kind of throwing in examples of Christianity and life around, because everything is an amalgamation.